Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, and asking the one question that haunts almost every working adult? Is the amount of money I have saved right now actually enough to carry me through to the end of my life? This is 2026, and the world has changed faster than many of us were prepared for. We are living in a time where $1 million no longer feels like a fortune, but rather like a basic requirement for survival. But today, I want to strip away the noise and the flashy headlines you see on social media. I want to talk to you about the cold, hard truth of what the typical person in the United States actually has in their bank account. The numbers I am about to share with you come directly from the most recent Federal Reserve survey of consumer finances. These numbers might shock you, and for some of you, they might even make you feel a bit of a panic in your chest. But remember, clarity is the first step toward control. Before we dive into the deep analysis of these numbers by age, please take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us bring this vital information to more people who are struggling to find the truth in a world full of financial confusion. Also, please leave a comment below and share your current age and one thing you are doing this year to secure your future. I read every single comment, and I want us to build a community where we support one another through these challenging times. Now, let us look at the reality of retirement savings as we navigate through 2026. When we talk about wealth, we often hear about the average person. But the average can be a very deceptive number. If a billionaire walks into a room of 50 people with $0, the average person in that room is suddenly a multimillionaire. That is why we use the median. The median is the exact middle point, and it tells us what the person right in the center of the crowd actually has. According to the newest data, the median retirement savings for all households in the United States is only $87,000. That means half of the families in this country have less than $87,000 set aside for their entire future. In 2026, with the cost of housing and healthcare continuing to rise, $87,000 is a very thin safety net. Let us break this down by age groups, because where you are in your journey changes how you should feel about these numbers. For those under the age of 35, the median savings sit at about $18,800. If you are in this group, you might feel like you are behind, but you have the greatest asset of all, which is time. However, many in this age bracket are still struggling with the remnants of student loans and the high cost of starting a family. The real shift happens when we look at the 35 to 44 age group. The median savings for this group jumped to $45,000. On the surface, doubling your savings sounds good, but this is what I call the middle class trap. In your late 30s and early 40s, your income usually rises, but so does your desire for a bigger house, a newer car, and more expensive vacations. Many people in this bracket are trading their future freedom for temporary comfort today. If you have $45,000 at age 40, you are in the middle of the pack, but you are still very far from a secure retirement. You must realize that every dollar spent on a depreciating luxury now is a thief stealing from your 65-year-old self. As we move into the 45 to 54 age range, the median savings climb to $115,000. This is the age where the gravity of the situation begins to set in. You can see the finish line of your career on the horizon, but $115,000 feels like a small boat in a very large and unpredictable ocean. If you are 50 years old with this amount, you are likely feeling a sense of urgency, and that is a healthy reaction. This is the decade where the pressure of the sandwich generation hits the hardest, as you find yourself supporting both aging parents and growing children. It is easy to let your own future slide to the bottom of the priority list, but you must remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Now, let us talk about the group that is standing right on the edge of retirement, those aged 55 to 64. The median savings for this group is $185,000. This is the most critical number in our discussion today. $185,000 is what the typical American has right before they stop working. At first glance, it looks like a decent sum of money, but when we apply the widely accepted 4% rule of safe withdrawals, that $185,000 only provides about $7,400 per year. That is only $617 per month. Can you imagine trying to pay for your groceries, your utilities, and your insurance on $617 a month? Even when you add Social Security, which averages about $2,000 a month, the total income is still very modest. This is the reality that millions of people are facing right now in 2026. We must also consider that inflation in 2026 has made those $2,000 from Social Security feel like much less than they did just a few years ago. The purchasing power of the dollar is shrinking, while the needs of the retiree remain the same or increase. There is a deeper layer to this story that the statistics often hide. Many people look at their net worth and feel a false sense of security because of the equity in their home. They see their house has increased in value and they think they are rich. But as I often say, you cannot eat your kitchen cabinets. You cannot use the bricks of your house to pay for a medical procedure or a trip to see your grandchildren. True retirement readiness is about liquid assets, money that is actually available to be spent without selling the roof over your head. Unless you are prepared to sell your home and downsize significantly, that equity is just a number on a piece of paper. And for those who are 65 to 74, the median savings only increase slightly to $200,000. This is where the fear of running out of money becomes very real. The typical retiree in this age group is watching their balance slowly shrink every month. The psychological weight of seeing your life savings dwindle can be overwhelming. And we must discuss the elephant in the room for 2026, which is the cost of healthcare. Research shows that a healthy couple retiring today at age 65 will need approximately $330,000 just to cover medical expenses throughout their retirement. That does not include long-term care or nursing homes. If the median savings is only $200,000, you can see the math simply does not work for the majority of people. We are facing a crisis of longevity where we are outliving our money. So, where does that leave us? Is the situation hopeless? Absolutely not. I am not sharing these numbers to discourage you, but to wake you up. The first thing we must do is stop buying things that are overpriced and do not add value to our lives. As we discussed earlier this year, fast food, brand name clothing, and new cars have become financial anchors that pull us down. In 2026, the price of a simple meal out has doubled. Yet we still find ourselves waiting in long drive-through lines. Every $100 you spend on a logo or a drive-through meal is $100 that is not working for you in the market. We have to be smarter than the marketing machines that want our money. The second strategy is understanding the power of the tipping point. As we have seen in our analysis of the market, the hardest part of building wealth is the first $100,000. Once you cross that threshold, your money starts to do the heavy lifting. If you have $500,000 today and you can leave it untouched for just 7 more years, it could potentially double to $1 million. This is the magic of compounding that happens when the snowball is finally large enough to gather its own momentum. This is why many people are choosing to work just a few more years, even part-time. By delaying your retirement from age 62 to age 67, you are doing 2 powerful things. First, you are giving your investments more time to compound and grow. And second, you are significantly increasing your Social Security benefit. In the United States, for every year you wait past your full retirement age to claim Social Security, your monthly check increases by about 8%. There is almost no other investment in the world that gives you a guaranteed 8% return backed by the government. If you are feeling behind, the best gift you can give your future self is a few more years of patience. In 2026, work is no longer just about a paycheck. It is about staying engaged in protecting your financial future. We also need to look at our lifestyle and ask if we are living for the approval of others or for our own peace of mind. Downsizing to a smaller home or moving to an area with a lower cost of living can instantly change your financial trajectory. It is about freedom, not about keeping up with the neighbors. The neighbors are likely part of that 50% who have zero savings. Do not follow them over the cliff. As we move toward the conclusion of our discussion today, I want to remind you that you are more than a number on a balance sheet. Financial security is important, but it is a means to an end. The goal is to live a life of dignity, independence, and purpose. Whether you have $20,000 or $2 million, the principles of consistency and discipline remain the same. In this fast-paced world of 2026, it is easy to get distracted by the next big thing or the latest crisis. But the path to wealth is often boring, slow, and requires you to say no to things you want today so you can have the things you need tomorrow. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. If you found value in this deep dive into the numbers of 2026, please hit the like button. It tells the algorithm that this content matters and helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. And if you have not already, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We are going to be tracking these economic shifts closely throughout the year to keep you ahead of the curve. Also, don't forget to leave your comment below about your age and your plan for this year. I want to see your goals and hear your stories because we are all in this together. Remember, the second million comes faster than the first, but you have to stay in the game to see it happen. Your tipping point is coming, but only if you have the courage to face the truth today and make the hard choices for a better tomorrow. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and keep moving forward toward your freedom. I will see you in the next update. May you find the peace and the security you deserve. Goodbye for now.